right along. So it's happening here.
Came over here. What does it mean? You know, I grew up in what I guess you call a typical family.
We break all the stories, and that's just a fact. And that's why everyone has a story to tell.
Right along live, I mean, yeah, it's a real deal.
Yeah. It's a real deal. Ride Along Live. Welcome to the ride. Welcome to Wednesday on the ride. We call it Hum Day. Hum Day on the ride. How you guys doing? Welcome, and welcome. Hey, Lord of mercy. I tell you all there. Guys, listen, yesterday, should I talk about yesterday? Nah, I ain't gonna talk about yesterday. Yesterday gone already. Yesterday problem was fixed already. We don't want to go back to yesterday. We're looking from today and onward. We're looking forward. Yeah, we're looking forward. So, all right, guys. So, it's Wednesday, and we call it Ride Along Hum Day. Yeah, Battle of the Sexes. And all, you're going to enjoy this one. Hello. Yes. All, you're going to enjoy this one. Okay, let me tell you guys who we have. Yeah? Who we have. We have probably one of the most popular social media commentator. I don't know if commentator is the right word. Just very passionate. Turn author. She's the author of now 2 books. Yeah. Asheida Charles is here, guys. Asheida Charles is here. And I'm also happy to bring back my homeboy, my brethren. I haven't seen him in a long time. His name is Mr. Charles Lewis. He is an entrepreneur in the in the adult. Let me get it right. I don't want to miss it. It's very specific. Entrepreneur in the adult entertainment industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Lewis is here. Yes, and yes. Hey, here's Lan. How you doing? Big up yourself. All right, guys. I don't want to waste a lot of time because I already know we're going to go over time, right? Because the topic is very, 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 I'm going to say controversial because that topic been around the block already. I mean, a lot of people spoke about this topic already. But I think that it's time to put a new spin on it. It's time to put a new top on top of this top. Yeah. Let us discuss this, guys. Here's the topic that we're going to be discussing today. I know a lot of women are very passionate about this. Here's the topic. Now, dating multiple partners. Why is it that men get the praises and women get the bad name? Yeah. Let's bring in my guest right now. Again, he is a businessman, an entrepreneur in the adult entertainment business. Charlie is right here. And of course, let's bring her on as well. Let's bring everybody on. Asheida Charles and Charlie Lewis. Charles Lewis. Guys, how the hell are you guys doing? How's everything, guys? First, let's start with ladies first. Asheida, how you doing? What's up?
I am fantastic. I'm still basking in the victory.
Basking in the victory. Yes. Guys, you want to make sure everything is nice. If you're hearing everything good, if you're hearing and seeing everything good, make sure you give us a thumbs up. If not, let us know as well so we can fix it up. And of course, my Bayesian friend, Charlie. Charlie, what go by?
How are you doing, George? I want to thank you very much for inviting me onto your show. And at this point, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the Honorable Prime Minister-elect Dickon Mitchell, and in the recent victory in the elections. And I would like to commend Grenadians for having the courage to vote someone in to power who looks like a schoolboy. And I say that respectfully. Huh?
You see that look at Asheida. You see that look at Asheida face already, right? Asheida ready to eat your life there. What are you saying there? Schoolboy? What is he talking? Asheida don't play for CPM, you know. All right, guys. All right. So let's get straight into it, guys. Let's get straight into it here. Now, when I said this topic, people spoke about this before. A lot of people spoke about this before. But I think it's interesting to have you guys on here because Asheida, you're an author. I guess that was a bestseller book, 2 books, and doing very well. So let's start with you, Asheida. From your perspective of this year, why is it in this situation, in this scenario, where you have men and women dating multiple partners, but it's only the women that get the bad name while the men get the praises? What's your take?
Okay, before I answer your question, Julie, I just want to say good evening to all your listeners and to thank you and your team for inviting me. I also want to state here categorically that my contribution to this evening's program is strictly based on experience, observation, conversation, and a little bit of research I did today, okay? Now, to answer your question. I think it's always easier to target women on lots of things. From the way we dress, to the way we cover up ourselves, to the way we speak, to when we can have sex, when we shouldn't, when we should get married. You know, the rules are always directed at us. So one of the reasons I think we are attacked in terms of having multiple partners is because we are women. It's always easier to attack us. I'll dive in deep just now. Let me hear Mr. Charlie.
Charlie, jump in here.
Okay, certainly. Before I jump in, I want to state my position on people having multiple partners. I'm going to say this also categorically. I am a firm believer that both men and women are not made to be monogamous. I do not believe that. I believe we are more like animals, and society, particularly the hypocritical people in society, have tried to condition us for years that we need to be monogamous. And as a result, many of us try to be, and most of us fail. So let me put that out there right now. Okay, I totally commend people who stay together and are monogamous, but I don't believe it was made to be like that. Oh, that's putting something in the water there.
But no, we're absolutely. I mean, we had conversations on this before. In fact, we had monogamous couples, we had polygamous couples, we had a number of different types of relationships. So they're not going to eat you alive because this is something that we discussed here before, and we go get into why you believe that. But as of back to the topic here, men and women would do the same exact thing, Charlie. Yep. You'll have a woman that may have 2 men, 3 guys on the side, a main man and another man on the side, and everybody in the community would look down on her like if she's some kind. Well, they have a word for it. I don't like to use the word. I won't. Right? They have a word for it that they would call this woman. But let a man do it. When we do it, we are the Don. Yo, it's a real Don. You know, I's the man. I mashed up 5 things last night. You know, I's the man. Yeah. Where did that come from, though?
From society, and from many years ago, where the woman was looked upon as the party that needed to be protected, the soft, the gentler one, and to be honest, I don't agree with it, but it's the way we've been cultured over the years, and as a result, women get the bad rap. As a matter of fact, when I grew up as a boy in Barbados, I was indoctrinated into the thought process that if a woman is out there doing her thing, she is the bad word, the word you did not want to use.
Yeah.
And I believed in that in my earlier years, but as I got older and wiser, I don't believe in that anymore. I believe, I don't believe in that.
Okay, okay. So how here we have it, Asheida. Here we have it. I want you to go a little bit deeper into this here. And from your experience and being around and understanding life and society, where did this come from? Why can't a woman do what she have to do as much as a guy wants to do what he have to do, and don't get that negative connotation on her, or that negative name, bad name.
Okay, I agree with Charlie here, Junior, when he said it came from society. We were cultured a certain way. From as long as I could remember, when a man has 2 or 3 women, he's a shotter, he's a galley. But even though a woman does not necessarily have sexual partners, let's say, for example, she gets out of a relationship, she breaks up with her husband, let's say we're in the month of June, and she finds a man or she's dating in August. Nasty things will be said about her because society thinks she should wait. Meanwhile, the husband could have had 3 or 4 women. No one says a word. But from my research today, I learned that in the past, men were always a scarce commodity. I don't know if I believe that, but that was the case. Men was always a scarce commodity because they would be sent out to war. They may die from like heat and that kind of thing decades ago. So when they return the communities now, the wives would be left husbandless, so manless. And so, no, let's say, for example, 100 men went out to war and 70 returned home. That left 30 women without their husbands or with their boyfriends or whatever. So the 70 men now kind of have to, make up for the men that are missing. But here's the thing in Grenada. All men don't go to war. All men don't die on construction sites, but yet probably have 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 women. So we have to find out what's the main reason for that. And one of the things I think I can go with, one of the reasons or one of the cause, I think men like variety. I don't think I don't think most men, because I don't want to bracket all men. I don't think most men like staying in the same cookie jar for a long period of time. I think they mix up. They like the variety. They like, okay, tonight they can sleep with cherry, and tomorrow night they get a little bit of cinnamon, that kind of thing to spice it up. And I think too, probably the teenagers, he's always calling for something new, something fresh. Let's hear what Charlie has to say on that. He has a few. I don't know.
Yeah, a thought just came to me while you were speaking, Asheida, and we've been cultured to think like this, that women should not go out like men do for so many years, that women themselves have started to believe it, so much so that they either don't do it, or when they do it, they're a lot more careful than men are when they actually have multiple partners, because they themselves subscribe to this cultural way of thinking that that women are bad men to do that, and men are praised when they do the same thing. So even women subscribe to it, and I think it's changing now. Though I find in society today, women are looked down upon less today when they do that than years ago. Society is changing now. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that's what Asheida, yeah, go ahead, Asheida. Yeah.
I agree to the extent of this. Now more than ever, it's okay for a woman to say, hey, I want to have sex with this particular gentleman, get pregnant by him, but I don't want him in my life or in the child's life. So now it's okay for a woman to just have a baby and care for that baby herself, because let us give credit where credit is due. More and more women these days are becoming empowered and independent. They are getting an education, they're owning their own homes, have their driver's license, have their cars, they can take care of themselves. And so I think that is one of the premises where what you just said is acceptable. So if a woman has her things and she does not necessarily need a man to survive or to get by, I guess having multiple men or multiple sexual partners in her life is becoming slowly but surely, maybe people are just looking the other way. Because, hey, she could hold her own, so if she wants to have sex with Charlie today and have sex with James tomorrow night, her cookie jar, her choice.
But isn't who in society actually give the women bad name? Is it more the men or is it more the women? Is it more the women?
Junior,
that look at women behavior and criticize them that way, or is it more the men? Because I think it's more the women.
Women.
Both.
Women can be our worst enemies. You know, if you look, just even not pertaining to that particular subject, just generally speaking, women hate women more than men do. And it's for multiplicity of reasons. A woman would hate another woman for simply wearing a nice dress. That's it. You don't know the woman from Adam, but you step on her, you see her, she looks really nice. Rather than giving her a compliment, who she thinks she is, that kind of thing. So I think it's more women rather than men in terms of labeling women with all the derogatory names that they do.
Yeah, Charlie, who actually called them women and them that? What do you think?
Many women are very judgmental of women who behave like that, even though they themselves have done it perhaps in the past, but very secretly. It's again, that goes back to the hypocrisy that I don't like as well in society. But women are some of the biggest enemies of women, and of course, men do as well, because men want to. Particularly in the Caribbean, men are the most possessive, the most unfaithful I've come across in the world, and they subject women to that ridicule so that they can suppress them while they go do the same thing. But both men and women ridicule women for behaving.
Hold on, Charlie. Did you say that Caribbean men are the most? Are the most what?
Let me say this clearly.
Yeah.
Men in the Caribbean, in my opinion,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you use this word in Grenada, are the most whatless men I have come across in the world in terms of being unfaithful.
So you're saying that Caribbean
Sorry, guys, but this is what I see. Huh?
Caribbean men are more unfaithful than the
Yes.
rest of the men all over the world?
They are rated quite high in infidelity, the world of infidelity. Yes.
That's an interesting
Can't
perspective.
wait to respond to that one.
Yeah, well, I want to know. I listen, guys. We open up the conversation. We opening up the lines, guys. So you could call in the number that you're calling 718-701-5720. Asheida, what have you come across? Because I have a different perspective on this. I don't believe that Caribbean men are the most ungrateful. I don't believe that Caribbean men cheat more than any other parts of the world, because I don't even know that to be a fact. Because I haven't seen all the rest of the world and all the other men in other parts of the world. Based on what we probably know, we could say yes, because we know Caribbean men to be. But who are we comparing it to? We don't know what them Jews and them how much they does do what they have to do and the way they have to do it.
Let me expand on that. We all know I work in the sex industry. I worked in Germany, in the United States. I've worked in Switzerland, Eastern Europe, and in the Caribbean. So I am. You would have to call me the authority on this. Okay. I have firsthand knowledge of the level of infidelity that exists amongst Caribbean men. Okay. That is something that we cannot dispute. I am the authority on this, and I know firsthand that is the case. Asheida, I know you want to say something to that.
Well.
I am going to take your word on it because you're speaking from a place of expertise. What I do want to say is maybe Caribbean men are known to be the most unfaithful men because they are still searching for what they really want in women. I say this because I know men who have multiple partners. So, for example, they may like this woman one, because she has the better body. They may have the other one maybe because she financially covers him. And I realize a lot of men like that these days. They like women to take care of them financially. Now, hear me out on this a little bit. I believe, right, as I saw a comment where they say, in the past, kings had multiple wives and concubines and so on. As that may be the case, this happens even today, like in countries in Africa. Men have multiple women. And so they are in a position to take care of them. My thing with Caribbean men, if you do not have money and you always broke, I don't see why you need to have more than one woman. Because to have multiple women, you should, in my opinion, have the financial luxury to take care of them. You should also have that necessary discipline to make time for two or three or four of them. But nah, some men they have two or three women. They're spending weeks with one and days with the other, even hours with the other. Sometimes only when they want something. So for me, it boils down to you being financially sound. If you are financially sound, you can manage in terms of taking care of your two or three or four women, and you can add mutual respect to that component. Then by all means, because you know what they say, it's a man's world. We didn't invent that. We made it that way. But if you were able to do it, you should do some tax. That's my version of it. And in regards to what Charlie stated, based on his knowledge, if Caribbean men are the most unfaithful, I think I want to agree with that. Because after all, I've only really dated Caribbean men. Never an Indian, never a Chinese. So yeah, I think I want to see
I'm not saying that in a judgmental way, okay?
just like a
That is a fact. That is for me a fact based on my experience over the years, particularly working in the industry that I'm in, and I also think that if a woman is not in a relationship and
hold on 1 second, Charlie. Hold on 1 second for me. Just
sure.
clarify, in the industry that you work in, are you saying that the point you made? Are you saying that because you've seen more Caribbean men entering your places of business more than other nationalities? Is that how did that form part of your
Yes, that is part of it, but also in terms of booking the company of ladies outside of their marital situation and out of their relationship situation, outside of the relationship situation, sorry. Absolutely, and I want to say I'm not being judgmental. It's what I see, and I accept it as reality. I also wanted to say that I do not feel that if a woman is single she should have the freedom to do what she wants with how many partners she chooses. That's not if she's single. Why not? That is her prerogative. I do not believe that anyone else should have the right to judge her or to ridicule her or to call her names. I don't believe in that.
Interesting. Guys, 718-701-5720. Open up the phone lines. And we're talking about this topic here. Again, a lot of people have spoken on this already, but we're taking it from a different perspective. And we have Asheida, entrepreneur, and also author, and Charlie, who has a lot of experience in the field. Charlie, I think we should even start to tell the people what's your expertise specifically in the adult industry, so that we could get context when we're speaking on this topic.
Okay, I have worked for over 30 years in the adult entertainment industry. I've either owned or managed adult clubs, agencies. I've consulted for porn production companies where I've done recruitment for them. I've been an advisor, and I still am an advisor to government agencies around the world as it pertains to the industry, particularly with human trafficking and other problems that are faced by individuals in the industry. I'm also a guest lecturer at the University of the West Indies, where I lecture on the global sex trade and the impact that it has on the sustainability of tourism. So we're talking 30 years plus experience all over the world in this industry. So I've come face to face with infidelity, not only from men but also from women around the world, and also I know a lot about what's going on in the Caribbean. Okay, so this is where I speak with this authority.
Okay. So you might be an authoritative figure to speak on this as well. From your experience, Charlie, why do men cheat? Now, if a man, and I want you might be able to put it in terms that nobody else know because you're authority on this. If a man has his good up, sweet, darling woman, wife at home, best thing ever, she does everything. Everything. Why would he then leave his home, marriage home, or whether he's his girlfriend or whatever, but they're together? Why would he leave her and go cheat with another woman? From your perspective.
It's in their DNA. It's in their blood. It's I said in the beginning of this show that I do not believe men and women are born to be monogamous. We're more like animals when it comes to sexuality. We are conditioned by society, and particularly by people who are hypocrites in society, that we need to be monogamous and marry and settle down and so forth. And people actually do it, but they struggle to do it. Men who have been married and women for many, many years, very often they look outside the marriage. They may not do anything, but they look and imagine. A man might look at a woman he's not married to and get sexually aroused because it is his nature telling him this is what he's fighting with. So it's in our nature.
Okay, we got a call on. Hold on one second. We got a call on the line. Let's take this call on the line. Caller, are you hearing us?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Go right ahead, caller.
No,
Where you calling us from?
this space.
Okay, do me a favor, caller. Do me a favor. Just turn down your background, your TV or whatever you have in the background. Turn it down a bit.
Okay.
All right.
I just want to. I'm calling from the States.
Okay, good. But turn it down. Turn on your background. Turn on your background. It's giving us a terrible feedback.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, caller.
Okay. I'm putting a question to Charlie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He's not a young man. He's an aged man already. Supposing he come out to work one day and he have his wife home.
Right.
And while he come into the front door, another man going out to the back door. How would he feel about it? That's the question to him.
Okay.
Good question.
How would he feel about it? Another man going out to the back door while he coming into the front, knowing that man come out to have sex with his wife.
Again, it will be human nature of me to be somewhat disappointed, but my reaction will be less harsh than other men because this is what I expect happens in life. Okay, and I'm probably the wrong person to ask that because I'm not marriage material. No, my boyfriend material. I've discovered that so many years ago, and yet I keep trying relationships. I'm failing all the time because it doesn't work for me. So I may not be the best subject to ask that, but answer that question. Sorry, but I would be, of course, disappointed, but my reaction will be less harsh than other men who are overly possessive and want to fight and want to kill that man. I would accept it as well. This is what it is, and move on.
So it won't. You won't eat you out. You won't go to the Brooklyn Bridge or nothing like that.
Of course, if I'm in a relationship with that woman, of course it would upset me. It would disappoint me because she probably would have promised not to do that. But I would be more understanding from the fact that I believe this is how it is. Okay. And again, I'm not saying that everyone is unfaithful. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that many of the people who are faithful for many years, for 50 plus years, and never cheat on each other, I commend them. But they, in my opinion, are going against the grain of the biological makeup. I don't believe we're made to be like that.
Asheida, couple interesting points.
But I have been focusing somewhat on the comments, and I want to address that because I think this is a key component to the whole topic, in that men are very, very jealous. And so it's okay. I think women accept cheating men in their lives to an extent because we can bear it. We have the emotional capacity to bear it, some of us. But men are extremely jealous creatures, particularly Caribbean men. Because if you take a tour around the Caribbean or across the Caribbean, you'll find that in many of the Caribbean islands, men commit murders. Why? Either because the female partners no longer wish to be in a relationship with them, or because they found out the women have been cheating on them. Right? This is generally the criteria. So they'll chop you up, shoot you, whatever, just to make a statement. Because as much as some men like doing what they're doing, half of them can take it. Half of them cannot stomach another man having sex with the woman. Yet for all, we as women continue to engage with men. When we cheating on men, that's just what men do, and we move along. We accept that we may cry our eyes off, but the bottom line is that I think we are emotionally stronger than men to bear that kind of burden. Hence, we stick around and we accept it.
So let me ask you this question. Asheida. If a woman, just as I asked Charlie, if a woman have her husband at home, he's doing everything for her. He's providing, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Everything is good. Why would that woman think about cheating on that man? What would take her there?
Well, you use a very key word here. Think about cheating.
Well,
Sometimes
they don't cheat. They cheat. They don't just.
if she cheats, Junior, after having a very good man, and good or bad here is being used relative, right? It's subjective. But let's say a decent man. We know what a decent man is. So,
Right.
like you said, he takes care of the house or her or the home. He's good in bed. He works hard. She doesn't have to worry about anything, and yet, for all, she wants to have sex with someone else. Now, I can't agree with that, right? So I would see her as having the problem. Now, we have situations where it looks pretty on the outside, it looks pretty on social media, as in the case of the famous dancer, I think you know her, Cora, right? For us, it was like a perfect marriage. She was married to a doctor, a chiropractor, and yet for all, when it came in, we found out, hey, he was abusive. So sometimes in a relationship, right, what society sees is not really what is exactly happening. And
Right.
so you may see a couple and say, oh wow, nice looking couple. And in bed, the woman wants to be pleased with some oral sex and he doesn't know his teeth from his elbow. So the woman, because she wants oral sex to be part of her sexual life in her home, she may just venture out there to find someone capable of doing it.
So,
Because
so hold on. So why can't she tell him? Why can't she tell the man, Asheida, I want to be satisfied like this. I
well,
want you to go down. I want you to do this. This is what I want. I need this. Give me it. I want it.
and not all these women like to take direction for you. And if it's in my position, I really don't have time to teach you. Especially if we've been together for a long time. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to go out and cheat, but if you go on 2 or 3 times, you're still trying to figure out what is the clitoris and what is not, I'm not going to try to help you out with that. Sometimes that's just not his cup of tea. It could be that.
Yeah, but you're not helping the man. You're actually helping yourself. We both getting help here. You helping me. I'm helping you. In fact, you helping yourself more.
Well, that's if I have the patience. Sometimes I really don't.
I agree with Asheida what she said. There are so many circumstances under which infidelity will occur.
Right.
And what society sees out there is not what actually goes on inside. And it takes for two people to be totally and bilaterally compatible in every way for it to work. I mean, it's extremely difficult to totally satisfy the other person, and there are many reasons why people go out. So I agree with that. It's all there's so many different reasons why, and we've got to actually have a chat with both parties to find out why. And even though both parties are doing the utmost, sometimes some people just have that nature, that call of the wild that they have got to go do it. And I've seen it. I've had so many people talk to me about sexuality, not necessarily from the point of view of being my client, but women just talking to me about knowing her husband goes out to these strip clubs and pays for prostitutes, and she doesn't understand why. So they call me to ask my opinion, and it's not something that is easily understood why people cheat.
Worse yet, pay for prostitute. I mean, it's one thing to cheat, and I think there's 2 levels to it. There's levels to this thing. There's one thing to cheat, but there's another thing to pay for prostitute. Now, Asheida, I'll put that to you as a resident female here. Oh, let me take this call and then I'll ask Asheida the question. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Hi, I'm calling from Maryland.
Maryland, go right ahead.
Yes. Okay, this is my opinion. So
Right.
whoever don't like it, please don't kill me.
No. It's all our opinion. Nobody gonna kill you.
I feel, right,
Yes.
that men are cheaters by nature. Okay? That is what men are, cheaters by nature.
Uh-huh.
Men doesn't have to have a reason to cheat. However, I feel that women, most times, I wouldn't say all the time, but most times, when a woman cheats, she's pushed to that. For whatever reason, different reasons, she's pushed to cheat.
Hmm.
Maybe to get even with the man, maybe to because like Asheida said, she's not satisfied with certain things. But men don't have to have a reason to cheat.
Hmm.
They have it all nice and well. They have everything going good.
Uh-huh.
Good though. Woman giving them what they want, food on the table,
Uh-huh.
clothes clean, everything.
Uh-huh.
But they're going to still cheat.
Now, one thing, you're not doing one thing. It's obvious you
I
do
add
one thing.
something to that. May I? May I say something to that?
Go ahead, Charlie. She could hear you as well.
Getting back to society's pressure on women for cheating and having multiple partners.
Oh, I'm not hearing him.
Okay, you're not hearing it. Okay, call it. Charlie, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll fix you out in the meantime. Go ahead. Go.
I'm going to refer to society's pressure against women who have multiple partners in response to what your caller just said.
Right.
If society were not so judgmental on women for having multiple partners, more women would cheat just like men.
Yeah, go ahead. Caller, you heard what Charlie said?
No, I didn't. I heard the end of him. He
Okay,
just came in
Charlie,
at the
give her
end.
one more time. She didn't hear the whole thing.
I said, if society were not so judgmental against women having multiple partners and calling them names, etc., and they were not so indoctrinated into thinking that, more women would be cheating just like men. This is my belief.
Well, okay, and that's your belief, but the other thing I have to add to this, well, that I hold it forward to my opinion that men are just, they cheat for no reason. Women most times have a reason to cheat. But the other thing too, how I put it, men are cheaters by nature. It's in their DNA to cheat. That doesn't make it correct, but it's in their DNA. But me, I feel personally when a woman cheats, I consider that nasty. And I guess that's where Charlie put me in that group of, the environment and, people have this thing about it. I, one of them that has women, I think we have more to lose. We have more of a pride. We have more to.
So why are you trying to say men do have pride?
No, our integrity. We have more integrity. Them men and them, they do what they have to do and they wipe their mouths clean and they're gone.
Yeah.
Someone is stay with us. We have more integrity to live up to. You see, so I am this opinion that the man doesn't make it right, but it kind of it's been their nature. That doesn't make it right. But for women, I think we should hold up to our integrity.
Yeah.
And if it don't work walk away. And we could, I don't believe 2 chapters could be read at the same time.
Right.
So I firmly believe that it's not working, thing is not good, you don't like it, walk away and keep it moving instead of staying there and cheating.
But here I have one little objection. Hold on, caller, don't go yet. I have one little objection to that. You say women cheat for a reason, and men don't really have to have a reason to cheat. But whatever men cheat for, that's the reason they cheat. It may not be. It's a reason. Let me.
have a reason. I'll just cheat.
It's a reason. It's a reason why they cheat. You probably don't understand. Women don't understand sometimes, but there's a reason. So I was gonna ask Asheida.
Okay, it's not an acceptable reason. Okay?
But how come when women cheat is an acceptable reason? It's a reason. It might be a smaller reason compared to the woman reason, but it's still a reason. For instance, women, I believe, and I'm a firm believer that I have this conversation with when we have the gynecologist on. Women sometimes make you feel like you are doing the world, like you are knocking it in all possible ways, right? And sometimes the man, because there's no communication in the relationship, what the man might be hearing on the outskirt or what the man might be hearing outside might be something completely different. The man probably become frustrated, and that might be a far-fetched reason, but it's still a reason anyway. The man become frustrated, and then all of a sudden he started to talk about his problem with his friend, or go to the bar, or go to the strip club, or whatever the case might be. Then he finds someone to listen to him and rub the back of his neck and say, yes, I understand why you are frustrated. And all of a sudden it leads to the next thing. That is an acceptable reason. Men need that comfort, and he found that comfort in another woman.
Okay, that happens.
Okay.
That happens, but in total, I'm still going to hold on to the fact that most men just cheat for no reason.
Okay. All right, caller.
Still holding on to
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we promise we'll not beat up on you. We promise we'll not beat up on you.
I want to hear what Asheida has to say.
Yes, I want to hear what Asheida have to say too. Asheida, we want to hear what you have to say.
No? Right.
Yes.
I agree with the caller in terms of men, they don't necessarily need a reason to cheat, but I also agree with you that based on the situation in the home, a man may not be getting the compliments he deserves, maybe. And so if he gets that somewhere else, that's where he's going to go to.
Right.
But a while ago, you said there are levels to this thing. And I agree with you 100%. And here's why. Women, we must take responsibility for men cheating. You know why? Because we help them cheat. A few years ago, what the gentleman in look good for a man and things. He's married. But you know what he said to me? If I give him 2 years, he'll divorce his wife so he can have a relationship with me. Obviously, I will accept that. But as a woman is mine. So we women sometimes we need to put our feet down and decide what we're going to accept and what we're not. Because we are helpers in this game. The men who cheat are not cheating with trees or sand. They're actually cheating with women. And so we allow them. We say, oh, fine, 2 years, that's cool. But within that 2 years, we're having sex, we're going out, we're doing things. And I am just here waiting for him to divorce his wife. So sometimes women, and another thing women do too, is some women deliberately get pregnant by men just because they know the implications of the pregnancy in that man's marriage. That's all. That's on us. That's on us. We as women, I think we can make better decisions when it comes to the men we are dating. It's okay. It's all fine and well if you just see a good-looking guy and want to have a little sex, one night stand or two, fine. But when you know a man is married, when you know he is in a relationship, I think when we have sex or get involved with them in a sexual way, then we are also part of the cheating cycle. We are helping them cheat. Another thing, some women will deliberately have sex with a man because she is like his girlfriend. They would. Oh, you know, today, all the things she's playing, there's so other structure, man. It's something we do. And so as a woman, I am not ashamed to say that women are part of the crisis as well, this cheating crisis. We allow it, we encourage it. If we say no, it's no. But when we say, oh, I don't mind being somebody's side piece, you know, some of them would actually say that to you. The man has his main course when you say, all right, fine, I can be a salad. But for me, I'm a whole 3-course meal. I'm no salad. But some women have a problem. They want to be the little ice cream outside, they want to be the salad, they want to be the corn and the corn. No problem. They want to be the roast corn. So at the end of the day, it's what we decide. We can help clean things around you. We, the owners, is enough women to decide what we want, what is good. If we realize that we're fine being somebody's side, oh well, that's on you. But I don't think it's fair to say, you know, men are serial cheaters without the help of women. When we too contribute to the whole crisis. That's
right. Yeah. Two comments I want to read really quickly. Kibbs is saying that, Junior, I believe sex is more than sex. Sex is an exchange of personal energy. We could touch on that. And someone just messaged me and they said that some men have no pride and they're so disrespectful. They would have the nice, good up woman in their house and go cheat and go see who they're cheating with. Someone that is worse than the person that they have at home. Cheating up and cheating down. That's where we are at right now. Charlie. There is a saying that when men cheat, they cheat down, and when women cheat, they cheat up. Are there any truth to that analogy? Hold on, Charlie. Hold on. Don't answer yet. I have a call on the line. Let me take this caller. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from?
Yes, good evening. I'm calling from Grenada.
Hey, and I know the voice already. Go ahead, sir.
Right, so just basically my contribution, right? I'll be very brief to facilitate other callers. I'm of the view that both men and women have needs.
Right.
And these needs, if these needs aren't fulfilled in a relationship,
Yes.
they are very likely to look outside of their relationships to be pleased.
Right.
I believe both men and women have the potential to cheat on each other if the opportunity presents itself. That's it.
Some good food for thoughts there. All right, thank you, caller. Charlie, a mouthful there.
Okay, let me say something in reference to what the caller just now said and the previous caller. They're right. Men do cheat, and men are more careless about cheating because they know society is more forgiving of them when they're caught cheating because of the way things are. Women, on the other hand, we will never know the extent to the extent to which women cheat because women are a lot more discreet. Because they know the cross they have to bear, they have to carry if they're caught cheating. So they are a lot more careful, a lot more discreet. So we will never know the extent to which women cheat. But given the opportunity, as your caller just said, and not being fulfilled sexually and other ways, psychologically, emotionally, within their relationship, given the opportunity, with the feeling that they will not be caught, most women will take the chance and cheat.
Pretty interesting stuff. Again, guys, 718-701-5720. This is the number that we have on the screen. We're having this discussion here because it's Friday. It's Battle of the Sexes, and we're talking about dating multiple partners. Why some men get praises and some women get the bad name. Someone sent a message to me, Asheida, and you could feel free to respond to it. They say it's because of religion. Religion is what have them so. Religion is setting a tone like they are perfect inside the church, but when you go deep inside and you look at it, the laundry dirty, it bad, but they're still using it as a measuring rod to measure everyone else's activity outside of the church. Do you think religion have a part to play in the bad name that women get when they go out with other partners?
Absolutely.
One minute. I'm not going to say absolutely because I think that's in our society, whether you're religious or not, it's just something. And even Charlie said the same thing. Society has grown used to complimenting, even worshiping men for having multiple partners. That's just what has been embedded in all of us for a long time. So we grow to accept that. Contrary to how women are cheating. So I think it starts with society. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not. That's just something we have made to be. That's just something that they tell us it's okay. It's okay for a man to cheat. It doesn't matter. He can cheat because he is man. It's a man's world. That's what we've grown to accept as a society. In the church, however, I think it depends on who the priest is or who the pastor is. There are clear pastors who I'm told criticize either way because if you have a couple who's been married for a number of years and the woman, if it's a just and fair pastor, he will do it at the same way he would do had it been her husband who cheated. So I think it's more society issue than that of a church issue or a religious issue. That's what it is.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, I know it's Wednesday. I just wanted to see if they were paying attention. It's obviously not Friday. It's Wednesday. Hump Day, Wednesday. Charlie, you were saying absolutely.
Yes. I'm going to reference again my experience. Over the years, I have had quite a number of pastors and other church leaders who were my clients in the sex industry.
Yeah.
while preaching to people, to husband and wives, not to be unfaithful and to be monogamous. But yet, there are my clients calling me to organize extramarital affairs through my agency. So I this is why one of my biggest pet peeves is hypocrisy in this society.
Yeah.
Okay, the church. I suppose there is a reason why the church and other areas of society try to condition us to be monogamous, because I suppose they want to bring some structure to society, and and it may be well intended, but like I said, I believe it goes against the grain of our DNA. I think we are more like animals, and we force against or DNA to be monogamous, and some of us are successful in being monogamous.
So you're saying Charlie that as a kingpin, as we called you the last time, a pimp, because that former pimp.
There's a difference between kingpin and pimp, so you make your mind up.
Pimp. I like the word pimp. I prefer pimp. As a former pimp, you said that you saw pastors and priests, and there were some of the people that you saw coming in to the adult sex industry in droves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I want to say something, Julian. Maybe this explains why some pastors are so quick to marry people off. They want to make sure who outside it is just enough for them. Can you imagine? Marry. So all the single people out there, they can get to fill up and touch up and all kind of thing. These pastors.
So they are, from your experience, Charlie, you looking at the hypocrisy because they just came into the adult sex industry. You saw them; they're doing what they're doing. Whether it's what's it? Their orgy party or whatever. And on a Sunday, they're back in the church preaching and laying their hands on people. And you've seen that hypocrisy.
Oh yes.
Wow. I mean, I know it's happening because they are bad everybody. They are bad police officers, they're bad teachers, they're bad. But the reality of it, when you really take it in, that is actually really happening.
It is, but it's human nature.
Yeah.
They it's difficult to fight against human nature. I
Yeah.
don't care what position you hold, human nature will take over at some point in time, and many people give into it.
Yeah.
How often have we heard of situations around the world where people in certain positions have gone afoul of the law in sexual scenarios or infidelity? How often do we hear this?
It's true. I want to talk about another topic. Someone just cue me into it. I want to talk about communication, because I think that has a big part to play in infidelity, right? Women sometimes, like men, would think that they're doing what they're supposed to do because the woman there and she bawling she head out and the agony for so, and the man feel like, yeah, doing it, I'm mashing it up. So the man think he's doing what he's supposed to do. But to the woman, that is not satisfying. That is not what the woman wants. What is so difficult for a woman to come to the man and say, listen, I need this. I need more of this. I need you to be more soft in this. I need you to be more, harsh in this part. Why can't most women just come out and tell you what they want? What is so difficult about that? Why just bellow all holding your head and all kind of thing when you're just faking it?
George, when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to sexual activity, a woman can talk all she wants. If the man and the woman are not sexually compatible, she can talk until the cows come home. He's not going to do the job the way she wants it done. And that is a fact.
Communication. Asheida, communication.
That will not solve that problem. You can talk all you like. You got to have technique, not communication. In some cases.
I think some women may resort not to telling their partners that he lacks this department or the other because sometimes they just don't want to ruffle their pride or their ego. But for me, if I'm in a relationship with someone and I am having issues in the bedroom, I'll say, but I don't think I should be directing, particularly when it comes to oral sex. Some women may say, okay, do this, do that, or you watch a video together so that he learns how you want to be pleased. But you know what? At the end of the day, I don't think this even matters. A man, a man can have an ideal relationship, almost perfect, because nothing is perfect, none of us are. And yet, if he were to cheat, he'll still cheat. Because you have some women in the bedroom who are so good. Sexual acrobats, Junior? I don't know if you know. But they do things on their head, they do things on their crawl, they up the wall and he chases behind them. She performs. She's an excellent cook who keeps the home clean. She takes care of the kids. And yet, if a man goes over there and he finds a woman who is offering her cookie jar on a plate, he's going to take it. He will. So, communication or not, I think a man will cheat just because he can. A man will cheat because society gives him a path to cheat without any consequences. So I don't think even communication matters here. When a man wants to do what he has to do, he will. And that's how I see it.
Yeah. You're saying something, Charlie?
No, I'm listening and learning here.
You the professor. We are your student. Charlie, I put on this shirt because I wanted to look like a pimp.
Well, you have failed miserably. You have failed miserably.
I want it to be like Charlie. I want to understand,
It's not easy. It's not easy being me, my friend. It's not easy.
It's not. I understand.
I wouldn't wish this on anyone. This is a burden to carry.
Someone at 7015720, guys. We're having this conversation here. And I still firmly believe that communication have a very big part to play. I just think that communication is important in a relationship because it just bridges the divide. I think it just bridges the divide. I understand what you want, so I'm gonna try my best to please you. Because some men.
You're correct in terms of communication being an essential component to a relationship, but in terms of how communication influence or does not influence whether a man or a woman cheats or not, I just can't see it. I just can't see what has to be communicated to someone to prevent him or her from cheating on his or her partner. I just can't see that. Some people, and even Charlie said it, if it's in your DNA, if it is wired in our DNA to cheat, then how communication help in that?
Yeah. But here is, I guess we have to break it down into small particles, right? And I guess the question will come back to this. Could anything stop a woman from cheating if she wants to cheat? Asheida, and then I'm going to ask Charlie. Asheida, if a woman make up her mind to cheat, if a woman make up her mind to give up the cookie jar, could any talk, could any praise, could anything a man could do to make her change her mind?
Well, from my perspective, I don't think so. I don't think any man could do. What I think can prevent her is if she thinks someone will find out. So for me, if she thinks her integrity or reputation can be ruined, I don't think she'll do it. Probably made a good point when he said, if more women will cheat if their secrets can remain concealed, right?
Right.
So I think more women would get out there and have all their fancies and so on fulfilled if they're guaranteed that it will stay where it happens. If you think, okay, I am a married woman, but I've always wanted to be strapped down and dealt with in a sexual way. But if having it done would bring a message back to her husband, she's gonna do it. But if she's guaranteed that, hey, what happens between us will stay between us, I think she will. I think she will.
I agree with Asheida there, and I also want to say that I am not condoning cheating. I believe that if you do not have the ability to be faithful, you should not be in a relationship. So I'm not condoning cheating. I'm just looking at a reality. This is what happens. Okay. And but if a woman is hell bent on cheating, you're not going to stop her. I know communication is going to stop her. She's because the desire to cheat comes from not being fulfilled in her relationship, or she's just a maniac and needs multiple partners, and that is also a topic for another show, because
Yeah.
there's some people, men and women, who are sex maniacs, and they are, they just have that constant desire for sex.
Info maniacs. Again, guys, we're talking about this topic right here. It's important to have this topic on a Wednesday. We open up the platform and discuss stuff like that. We have men's summit, we have women's summit, and of course, we have Battle of the Sexes. Hum Day, Wednesday. That's what we do here. And we're inviting you guys. If you want to be a part of this panel next week or in the future, you could always inbox us. We love to have different voices, different perspectives on this topic. It's good when we could engage in this type of conversation. Today we have Asheida Charles and Charles Lewis. Charlie. Yeah. Asheida, I think you were saying something?
Yeah, I wanted to add the respect component to it, Junior, because sometimes, right, a man will be very honest and open with a woman. He'll tell her, listen, I have someone, but I don't have a problem entertaining. And women sign up to that. If you sign up to that, then my thing is you have to always understand your position in the food chain. So if you sign up to be with, let's say, a serial cheater, that's what you signed up for, right? Now, with a respect component, I wish to add here is this. If I'm in a relationship with you, Julia, and we do not have that signed contract. So I am not signing up for you to sleep with anybody. I am not signing up for you to have your penis on the ground like cheap rope, everybody dancing on it, walking over it, dragging it forward. I didn't sign up for that. I signed up with you so that your penis belongs to me in that kind of place. Like, it's kind of mine. And how are we going? And then you come to me and you say, well, you know what, babe, I cheated on you and I got someone pregnant. Now, to me, that is the biggest disrespect ever. And sometimes we lose that. We even lose sight of having that discussion. And guess what our parents would say to us? Well, a child is a blessing. And as a woman, you will now have to accept a child into your relationship that was never there to begin with. So I think in everything we do, particularly when it comes to sex and relationship, a key component to it has to be respect. If I signed up to be cheated on because I already know you're cheating, no problem. By all means, right? If that wasn't the case, and you cheated and you disrespected me by putting that whole penis without condom in another woman, then we have a problem. So we must remember respect as a company.
Right. Okay. And guys, for that, guys, that's complaining that they didn't hear in Asheida perfect. We are aware also that there was a tropical depression passing today, probably affecting her internet just a tad bit. We're hearing you, Asheida, but we're hearing Charlie a lot better than your audio. But nevertheless, we're good. We're making good sense of the discussion. We're hearing, it's good enough to be audible. Charlie, what you wanted to add? Is there anything else you wanted to add to that? Because I wanted to jump to something else real quick.
I thought of something that I would like to share with Asheida and your viewers. Over the years, I've had, for the most part, I had a single life. For the most part, I've had relationships, most of which failed, obviously, and but most of the women that I've had sexual encounters with over the years have been either married or in a relationship.
So who agreed or who initiated it, Charlie? Who agreed that it's going to be like that?
There are times when women would call me up because I'm known and instigate it, and would have me swear on a Bible, not that I wouldn't tell. There are times when I would meet someone out and start my flirting, and we end up in bed, and then I find out she's married or she's got a serious relationship. Most of the encounters I've had over the years were with women who were involved, so they were cheaters, and it was quite easy for them to do it. And we're not talking a few women, we're talking over 30 years, you know?
Right. So that goes against what
More than
Asheida
30 years,
was,
yeah.
it goes against what Asheida was saying, or not this Asheida, sorry, what the caller was saying, that women had to have a reason to cheat. A good, valid reason to cheat. They was just having sex with you because they wanted you, Charlie. They wanted to be with you sexually.
I've had women call me up and say, look, I know you're Charlie Spice. You don't know me, but I just have this fantasy to have sex with Charlie Spice just because of my reputation.
Oh, Lord.
They don't want a relationship. They don't want anything more than that. That's all they want. So, and most of them were married. I've had that so often in my life.
Yeah.
So do you think that your good reputation in that department sells you? I ask that because some women who fantasize about, let's say, sleeping with a man who has like a nice size, thing, right? Too long and it's nice and it's proper. And you hear this man and say, my heart is as a woman. I'm thinking as a woman, if I've had the fantasy to sleep with this guy and I've heard that he's good in bed, I just reach out to him and say, hey, I heard you this, you that, can we link up? You think the women who reach out to you are doing so based on the references from other women, or they just see you and
No. Well, on references, yes, from other women, but also because I'm Charlie Spice and I work in the adult entertainment industry, they just assume that I have better technique sexually, and they want to have that experience. They're grossly mistaken because I'm so normal sexually. It's unbelievable. They expect this unnatural experience. But yeah, and they'd have women that I've never met before, I've never spoken to before, and I have actually accommodated some of them.
Okay.
And what was the reason? A fantasy.
All right, say no more, guys. Say no more. 1 second, we'll be right back. Get too hot. You ladies, drink some water. We're coming back real quick. Don't move.
After 2 years, we are back.
We want we own carnival. We want we own carnival.
One stage, over 20 entertainers, all the elements of mass. It all comes to life.
Jab, not working on Juve.
Lava Man and friends, I am Mass. Limited early bird tickets of $30, regular tickets $45, VIP $300, more at the door. Get your tickets now. Tickets available at gotofed.com or all your regular box offices. Gates open 11 p.m. The ultimate mass experience. It's more paint, more powder, more mass. And after, it's the breakfast. Stay tuned for more details.
All right, guys, we're back. Charlie just stormed the whole thing. Charlie have the chat room going crazy. It's right along live. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's home day. That's what we talk about, relationship and thing. Charlie.
Yes.
In your industry, if a woman were like the female version of Charlie, would she be called names if she were to accommodate for men in that way, like just exactly what you explained to us earlier?
No, in my industry, women in my industry, they don't. Well, society already is against them because of what they do. But from other people within the industry, we don't have that issue. They're not. The more clients they have, the more money they make, the more respect they have. So that doesn't exist. But society, of course, will still ridicule and be judgmental against them for having multiple partners.
Asheida, jump in. I'm watching your reaction there. You're funny.
I think the bottom line is, Junior, women will always be beaten with a different stick. Even if they do the same thing. You see, like what Charlie said. Let's say, for example, I just said what Charlie said. Not now, but before we went on the break. What if I said, men call me all the time just so I could sleep with them, and I do it. I don't even know them. I just sleep with them. Can you imagine the reactions naturally would be different?
Yeah, you gotta be in the chat.
Even before we finish this thing, I'll be trending. Oh, look, she says she sleeps with men she doesn't even know. So you see, we okayed it for men. It's okay for a man to say, last night I had sex with 5 women. I have 5 beautiful ladies in my bed. If I were to say, listen, I have 4 handsome men in my bed, we did this, we did that, I'll be treated with a different stick. So naturally, I think women will always be boxed into a different category when it comes to sex than that of men.
Yeah, yeah, because I think that society, again, back to society, and who is that person called society, Dre, that set the trend, that set the bar? Or that society was actually living up to what he's actually, or what she actually was portraying. The fact is, I think that society portray women as being internal. Everything is internal. Men is external. So the perception is you put in, you have to go in, there, and you have to keep in there. Well, I don't know where I'm going with this actually.
I guess I was want to cookie jar, like going into
Yeah,
penetrate or not.
going in, but
What you say, Junior, say.
uh,
That's what you're trying to say?
yes, a
You
lot.
could
You
be
have to go. You have to go in. It's internal. You have to be careful what you put in your body. But with a man, he's not putting anything into his body.
But he's into something, isn't he? He's going into something.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's not putting it into himself. If you understand, it's probably far-fetched. It's probably far-fetched from reality.
But no, it's not far-fetched at all. If you look at the Indian guru, he said the exact same thing.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So the society is probably saying that, and I understand why men, on the other hand, finds it hard, very difficult to accept the fact that their wife is cheating on them. Because you think, men, it's all in their head, it's all in our head. We have to visualize things. In order to make things function in our body, we have to visualize. And we can't visualize another man on your woman. That sends a man crazy. Men are very visual. That's who we are. That's the creature that we are. So that's why I think it's harder for we to accept the fact that a woman or a wife or a girlfriend slept with another man. It's difficult for me. Probably it's not as difficult as Charlie. Because
Why do we make the mistake in thinking that women are different to men when it comes to attraction to the opposite sex or the same sex, for that matter? Women talk this. Women are as women talk the same way. Women think the same way. Women do the same thing, and so they should. I mean, I don't see what's the problem. But of course, you if you were a fly on the wall, a few women having a drink and talking about their encounters, I think you'll find that very interesting conversation. And
Yeah.
the reason why I can empathize with women is because I work with so many women over the years, and in a very intimate way. And I don't mean sexually. I'm talking about having to discuss very intimate topics and scenarios with women. So I understand how they think. Albeit they're women from my industry, but women are women. They all think the same. It's just that my women in my industry do it commercially. The other women do it for fun, or for no reason at all.
you get it up when you say all women think the same. But let's take this call. We got a call on the line. Caller, your live. Where you calling us from? Hello? Hello? Caller, listen to us on the phone line, not on the broadcast. Are you there? All right, caller, when you hear us, you call us back, all right? Yeah, Asheida, you were saying?
A question I want to ask. That question is for you and Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman cheats on her husband with another woman, do you think it's fair to label her the same derogatory terms we label other people? Or do you even consider that cheating? Like a woman having sexual relationships with
another woman? Well, I could speak on that from authority. And that was years ago. It happened to me. She left me for a girl, right? But it didn't hurt as bad. Yeah, it didn't hurt as bad. I don't think. And stop saying, oh, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to. I was doing what I had to do. I was doing everything I had to do. So it's not that I wasn't doing. But
how did you view it? Like, was it the same kind of feeling had it been another man? I'm trying to understand, like, if we as a society, like if we rate cheating with the same sex as we do with
We
heterosexual
don't. We don't because I'm telling you, I didn't feel that bad. It actually, it actually was kind of sexy. If you ask me, it was freaking nice.
You were only disappointed that they both left you.
You know, I was young too, but it didn't hurt me. It did not it seriously didn't hurt me. As when I thought that she was cheating with some other guy. When she left me for the girl, I was like, wow. Darn it. But that is
the name calling, because remember what our topic is, right? Women get labeled derogatory names because, or just if they have multiple partners, and men do not. But if a woman has a boyfriend and still has girlfriends that she sleeps with, do you believe like she should get the same label?
no.
Oh no.
And that's bad. That's society again.
That's an interesting one.
I need therapy, guys. I really think I need to get therapy for what happened to me back in high school. That happened. I never got therapy for it. I need help. I need help. I need help. Seriously. Because I thought he was sexy. I thought he was wow. Like, damn. That was good. That was great.
We can ask a woman, like, you know, what if your boyfriend leaves you for another boy or another man?
No.
It wouldn't affect your experience.
I think that's a different thing.
Maybe not.
Charlie, I don't know if you want to comment on that, but
That's interesting. I'm taking a minute kick into gear here with that one. I don't think society is as judgmental against women who cheat with other women.
right.
I don't. Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't have much experience with society's view on that side of things, honestly. I can tell you maybe my personal opinion on that. It's interesting that a man would be more upset if it were another man,
Yeah.
a woman, and why is that? Why is that? Is that we accept, like you said, you find it sexy. A lot of men actually have that fantasy of having a threesome with their woman and another woman. But I've known situations where men have organized for their female partner to have sex with another woman,
Yeah.
and that was okay for the man. But the moment she goes and meets another woman, unbeknownst to him or outside of his purview or his knowledge, and he finds out, he's upset then. Now, that is another strange situation, but I've seen that time and time again.
Yeah. For the record, let me just say this on the record that after she left, she did come back. But she left again. But that's not the point. The point is she came back. After a couple of years, she came back. So it told me that she was just experimenting. It was just an experiment. Yeah, it made me feel good. But then she left again. But that's another story for another ride along. But I'll deal with it my way. Guys, it's about that time. 7:23, already over time. So what we're saying, let's conclude this whole conversation right here. Let's wrap it up. Put it, throw it away. Let's know. Asheida, what's your conclusion to this whole conversation right now? What's your take? You're muted.
My conclusion is this: as women, we cannot avoid the labels because those labels have already been planted. They blossom into more and more labels, more derogatory labels. So it's something that we have to do. Another thing is, I am not encouraging women or even motivating women here to cheat on their partners. I think if you have a decent man who respects you, who loves you unconditionally, who treats you well, I think you should really cheat with him. Right? That's my view. Men will do what they must. I think men are naturally wired to cheat, regardless of the type of women we have at home. You know, if you have the best looking one, the most educated, the most confident, it doesn't matter. If a man goes out there and sees a nice woman that he wants to have sex with, he will do that. what it boils down to, what we as women are willing to accept. What are the levels we are not willing to cross? And once we understand the parameters, we understand the different boundaries, I think we're good for the both. So for me, it's finding love, staying in love, living your best life, doing your best to ensure that you're happy. I am one of the persons who I don't judge. I don't judge man or woman. Your
Right.
life, your choice, just enjoy your choice, your feelings, your choice.
Point taken. Someone in the chat room said I have the must come back. Yeah, you're right. Charlie, what you say? What you say? What you say?
Okay, well, society will continue to be judgmental against women more so than they are against men who cheat and have multiple partners. I think it's unfair. I stand firm that I don't think we're made to be monogamous, but we do because society tells us to be, or we try to be monogamous. And I do believe that if you cannot be faithful, then you should not get into a relationship, or it's time to get out of that relationship.
Yeah. We got a call. Let's take this call and then let me see if I could bring this call up. Caller, you live? Are you hearing me? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi, caller. Where you calling us from? You're the final caller for the night. Go right ahead.
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, New York. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying that in all of that, I was actually 19 years when I met my boyfriend, and he was 32. He was a bit older. So we actually had like a really open conversation in the beginning of everything. We talked about everything, and before we get into the sexual habit or anything.
Right.
So we just did a lot of talking. We opened up to everything. We talked about everything. And we have like the best conversation. We're together like 22 years now. We're not married. He doesn't cheat. I don't cheat. I've never done it. But he told me about his past life before he met me. And, now I ask him, I'll be like, well, why is it that you don't do it? And he said to me, you satisfy everything that I ever desire. I can laugh with you. I can have fun with you. You don't judge me. You don't harass me. You're not on my back. You does none of that. So, in other words, what am I looking out there for? There is nothing that I need out there.
Right.
I go out and I look forward to coming home. And this is somebody that had a life before me. I mean, I was with him, and he already been with like several other women. That was my first.
Right.
But then I look back and I remember my auntie was in a relationship for like years. And I asked my auntie one time, I said, what is the reason that you guys are together so long and understand each other so well?
Right.
And she said to me, I don't pressure him. I don't be on his back. She said, I support him. I pray with him. I do everything with him. And even there are things that I don't know, I would learn how to do it.
Right.
And it's like I think I patterned after the same thing.
Right.
And we just have the best relationship right now. Like I would go away before like 2 hours, I would call and I would be like, I miss you. And it's the honest truth. He does the same thing with me. And,
nice.
We have conversations where I would ask him, I would be like, do you ever think about, like sometimes we see somebody passing and he would ask me, he would say, do you think that person's butt is real? And I would laugh about it and I would be like, yeah, it looks real. Or maybe they put it on, and then I'll be like, do you think about another butt or whatever? And he goes like, nah.
That's a lie.
He's cool to
Sorry.
the fact that I'm open to talking about things with him. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let me tell you one thing. I mean, your relationship is working like that. Let it work. But let me tell you something.
Yes.
Men is expert in making you feel good. Like you come and you stand in front of me in front of the mirror and you're wearing a tight jeans and you overweight and you gonna ask, is the jeans making my butt look fat? And I'll say, yes, the jeans making your butt look fat, but you're fat. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not the jeans, it's just your size. So men have a way of making you feel good. Listen, I will say it plain. If I see a woman walking on the street, and I'm standing there with my girlfriend or my wife, and she asks me, "Do you think about hitting her or having sex with her?" I would say no. I would not say yes. Do you know how much problems and trouble and stress I'll go through for the rest of the night? So we say things like that to make you feel good. It's a lie, though.
Junior, I just want to come to that. I want to say, I think it works. You can't say that there aren't relationships with people because I'm sure there are committed men and committed women out there. But you see, like when she says, she doesn't prefer him, she's never into that kind of thing. I am that kind of woman. Because I am confident in myself. So if it's fair and it's okay for my boyfriend to go out and I'm not there, I don't even have to call him. But guess what? The last time when I was in a relationship, I was exactly the same way. About cheating out because it just happened. According to him, it just happened. You didn't have to saw another woman, it just happened. So you can be the best woman possible with all the good qualities and so on, the right disposition in a relationship, and boom. If a man wants to cheat, he will. So in this young lady's situation, with her wonderful relationship, with a good man. That's what it is. She's blessed with a good man. That's what
Point.
to have her.
Point taken. Hold on, let me see if I have somebody on the line. Do I have somebody on the line? I can't remember. Somebody there?
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, I just have a quick question, right? The whole honest study is a discussion for another show, but let's say you're in that situation in a relationship and you don't believe in cheating, but then you're not satisfied in that relationship and you want to leave, but you're guilty to stay because of whatever reason you're scared of hurting the person or whatever. So there are pressure, I don't know, like you really cannot get out because you're scared or you hurt the person, but even if you don't really fulfill, you want to leave. Right? What should you as a woman do then? What should you do in that situation? Do you say go out and do one night stand and come back, or you what can you do? Or should you stay trapped? What should you do in a situation like
that? Anyone want to take that?
Asheida, you go for that. I was actually distracted for a minute there, but Asheida, would you respond to the caller?
Sure. Just to get it clear, Junior, the caller is asking that if you are in a relationship, you're not cheating on the person isn't cheating on you, but you are not happy, you're not satisfied, right? How do you leave if you want to? That's the question?
Caller?
Junior, the caller there?
Okay, I think the caller hung up. I wasn't hearing her clear either, so I can't respond.
I think that's kind of what she was asking. But my thing is, right, I don't think any one of us should remain in a situation that we do not feel happy or satisfied in. Maybe I'm saying that because it's easy for me because I don't have any children, I'm not married. But you see, there are levels to this, layers to this as well. You have to consider all the factors. So my question to the caller is if you have children, right, and you have to make a decision, then you need to consider the implications, right, as to how you're going to go about doing it. And my question is, what scares you or scares the person that he or she is finding difficulty? Because for me, if I'm in a relationship that's not working out, I'm not happy, and it's toxic to an extent where I feel so disgusted by the other person's presence, I'm out. It doesn't take a lot for me to get out of any situation. Right. Working out as I expected it to.
Right.
We just need the ball. And all necessarily meaning here, the thing that's attached on that side. Just strength, strength and courage. Once you have that, you do what's gonna work best for you. That's what I see.
Agree. Guys, listen, I appreciate the conversation, guys. Asheida Charles and Charles Lewis. Asheida, tell the folks where they could get your book, because you do have 2 books out, The Cookie Jar. Where could people pick up your book, The Cookie Jar?
Both books are available on Amazon. I still have a few paperback copies here at my home. So for those of you who are interested in reading Part 2 to The Cookie Jar, you can reach me at 456-7172. Man, this is not an indication of Because otherwise it's just for books only. So
Yeah.
456-7172 on WhatsApp, and we'll arrange how we can get it to you.
So when Asheida said call for your cookie jar, she does, guys, she mean the book.
Correct, is right.
Come for the cookie jar. Come midnight. You're getting the cookie jar tonight. I promise you're getting the cookie jar tonight. You're getting it. In fact, you're not getting it once. You're getting it twice. She's talking about the book. Don't get carried away. Absolutely. Charlie, where can folks find you?
Oh, wow. I can reach at charliespice@gmail.com. My website is charliespice.com. And I just Google Charlie Spice on the internet and I will pop up. Don't you worry.
Charlie, let them know what to not email you for.
Yes.
That's the discussion. You don't want to go online and be tired.
I'm going to handle my business. Don't you worry, Asheida. I'm going to handle my business.
Charlie going to handle his business. Charlie handling his business. Thank you guys for the conversation. We'll do this
I've got a cookie jar too.
I'll go hear about you.
Thank you.
Guys, again, you can pick up the cookie jar on Amazon, and we're going to put the link here in the chat so you can check out the cookie jar, both 1 and 2. Again, guys, on Wednesday, we kick back a little bit and talk about things that are affecting relationships. It's important. You might think it's fun, and, like have a little laugh or two, but it's actually building blocks for successful relationships, right? Okay. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Don't forget, Ride Along Live, where everyone have a story to tell. I got a commercial to play, and then I'll come right back. Don't move. Yeah. So that was Amazing Colors, guys. Remember, Spice Mass, Grenada Carnival, yeah? We're getting ready for a Spice Mass. And today, officially, guys, officially today, you could get your packages for Amazing Colors. The website is MNN, like in Monday Night Mass, Grenada.com. I'm going to put that link right there. MNN, like Monday Night Mass, Grenada.com. MNNGrenada.com. Play Monday Night Mass with Amazing Colors. It is simply amazing. Pick up your package. In fact, you can get your package right now. Once you book your flight, you go into Grenada for Carnival, Monday Night Mass. Book that package right now. Because this year, guys, we are limited. Normally, we have 2,500 people on the road. This year, we only having 1,500. And already, we have about 700 that's already claimed, right? So that means we have about 600, 700, 800 left. And you go fly fast. It's going to go fast. So get your packages right now for Amazing Colors. The most colorful Monday night, the most colorful band on Grenada for Carnival. There you go. Amazing Colors. And you see the wing? Special edition wing, guys. The wing. Yeah, the wing. Right there. MNNGrenada.com. Get your packages right now for Amazing Colors. Now we have the t-shirt sections. We have the frontline sections. We have the VIP sections. Real vibe on the road. Monday Night Mass with Amazing Colors. It is simply amazing.
Chicks Export Limited, Toronto, Canada. shipping barrels and other cargo to Grenada in 3 weeks, including custom clearing and home delivery to anywhere in Grenada. They source, purchase, and ship new and used anything. Call or WhatsApp Eric, aka Greens, on 416-569-9755. That's 416-569-9755. Check us out on Facebook at Green Chicks Export or email us at greenchicksexport@gmail.com.
After 2 years, we are back.
We want we own carnival. We want we own carnival.
One stage, over 20 entertainers, all the elements of mass. It all comes to life.
Jab not working on Juve.
Lava Man and friends, I am Mass. Limited early bird tickets are $30, regular tickets $45, VIP $300, more at the door. Get your tickets now. Tickets available at gotofed.com or all your regular box offices. Gates open 11 p.m. The ultimate mass experience. It's more paint, more powder, more mass. And after, it's the breakfast. Stay tuned for more details.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-38.
It's hard to imagine this is how 2020 started. But across the world, dozens were falling ill with a mysterious virus that would ultimately change life as we know it. Chinese health authorities are still working to identify the
The COVID-19 pandemic is now casting doubt over the 2021
As soon as it gets open, I can. 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 I'm tired, see home and need us.
Why you talking the job must pay? All you understand, job must play.
Watch how the party turn up tonight. Because we out and bad and the people better we causing trouble. Trouble, trouble. Just watch how we causing trouble. Trouble, trouble.
You don't carry the fire that my ancestors have given to me. You merely adopted the job. I was born in it. This is job religion. Job religion. This is job religion. Job religion. This is job religion. Job religion. This is job religion. Job religion.
Well, it's on right along, so it's happening here.
Came over here. What does it mean? You know, I grew up in what I guess we call a typical family.
We break all the stories, and that's just a fact. And that's why everyone has a story to tell.
Right along live, yeah, it's the